my old eyes have seen many of ancient evils, many scrolls depicting heroes battling the encroaching darkness. And this tome feels familiar. It bears the same markings of the ancient pre-rendered text I have spent my life studying, a style reminiscent of the first great conflicts in Tristram. But the trial it presents is a newer form of chaos, an unrelenting horde, a battlefield of endless struggle, where survival is the only victory. The heroes within these pages, they do not attack with a click, but with an unending storm of steel and magic. This particular legend is called Halls of Torment.
This game takes the look of classic RPGs like Diablo and Planescape Torment and throws you into the chaotic battlefield of a survivor-style roguelike. Now, if that sounds like your type of game, consider subscribing so you don't miss out on reviews like this one. After putting 50 hours into this game on PC and with its console release soon, I can safely say that you're going to get your money's worth. The first thing that you're going to notice is how the game looks. It is designed with that same classic pre-rendered look as Diablo and even the original Baldur's Gate games. It blends that old school charm with the new school game. Seeing the magic and weaponry flying around the screen, especially the lightning bolts from the sorcerer, looks great against those classic backdrops. There's something about how it hits that nostalgia factor. The Diablo style influence is so heavy that even the menu system and the HUD replicate the look of those older RPGs. This kind of classic artwork has been a lost art style for a long time, and I think it's great to see it again. But what do you think of the retro pre-rendered style look? The game will have you battle through 5 main levels. You start in the haunted caverns, which look like dark catacombs. Then you get into the Ember Grounds, which looks like the ruins of an ancient city filled with lava. And from there you fight on a linear bridge called the Forgotten Viaduct. You also have the Frozen Depths, which is your classic ice level. And finally, you get to enter the Chambers of Dissonance, which I would describe as a royal palace for the underworld. These are your 5 main levels, but that's not all. There is one more hidden level that you can unlock. It's a special area called the Agony Vault. Here you pay gold to make runs progressively harder, giving you a mix of powerful boost and negative attributes. You can make this extremely difficult, but if you succeed, the rewards are massive. Considering this is a roguelike survivor game, it's the combat and the upgrade loop where it really matters. And for a roguelike survivor, that loop is everything. It's the core that determines if the game is addictive or just plain boring. Halls of Torment has a lot going on here. You have the standard meta upgrades like movement, speed, health regen, and damage. The same things that you would normally see in this type of game, but that's not all. You also have a quest system with secret objectives to complete. There is a list for every chapter and every character. Now these quests range from challenging to really easy, but some of the harder ones require you to burn 100,000 times with a Norseman in a single run. It also has normal milestones in the game that it wants you to hit, and completing any of those quests gives you bonus XP. There's a big advantage to completing as many as you can early on, which is something I wish I'd have known when I started. One of the more interesting systems in the game is the item stash. You can find equipment during a run, but this equipment must be sent back to the surface using the well and item buckets, if you want to keep them permanently. This means that just acquiring your gear is a task that you have to manage while you're fighting. When you send the item up, you lose it for that current run, creating an interesting risk-reward scenario. There's also the Shrine of Torment, where you replay levels with artifacts equipped that are basically modifiers to the game. Now, completing a run in this mode gets you these little items from the bosses that allow you to do permanent upgrades to each character. And maxing everything out will take a lot of time if you want to do that. Finally, you have potions and tonics for even more meta upgrades, like getting rerolls. The best one in the game though is the Reverberant Tincture. You can eventually unlock 3 of them, and each one of them will allow you to double a trait with a single level. One thing I do like in this game is that it offers both auto aim and auto attack, which you can toggle on and off in the menu system. You can play it like a twin stick shooter where you aim yourself, or you can play it like Vampire Survivors where your character attacks automatically. Another thing that's interesting is that the look of those classic games does not extend to just the graphics, but to the sound quality. They really wanted to capture that old school classic sound. And there isn't a ton of story here, but in each level there are tomes that you can find that explain more, and you can talk to some of the characters in the overworld to get a little bit more into the game's story. As I said earlier, the game is coming to consoles soon, and I have been playing it on PC. And I am not the only one that enjoys it. Halls of Torment is rated overwhelmingly positive on Steam with over 20,000 reviews. So, what is the final verdict? For anyone that enjoys Vampire Survivors or a Survivor style game, Halls of Torment is a great choice, and I definitely recommend it. Let me know in the comments if you're going to pick the game up or if you're waiting on the console release. Thanks for watching. Would you kindly leave a like and subscribe, and I will talk to y'all later.